everybody, I'm James. Normally, Liv and I are doing these shows together, but she's off for the weekend, so I'm flying solo. And the reason for that is Summer Games Fest just happened, so I'm here to share with you my 10 favorite games and the ones that I'm honestly most excited for that we saw at the showcase. So, with that, let's dive into this list by me. Coming in at number 10, we have Monster Hunter Wilds. My first foray into this long running series was with Monster Hunter Worlds, and I've been hooked ever since. When I saw this trailer, let me tell you, the hype was real. If you are a fan of larger than life battles, this is going to be the game for you. Each hunt will offer a unique challenge, and like previous entries in the franchise before, you will have the chance to craft epic gear to not only complete that hunt, but also tackle the next hunt. You can honestly play the game solo, or if you want to have some fun, you can play with up to 4 players co-op online for even more fast-paced and exciting hunts. This has been a game on my radar for a while, and seeing even more footage today has cemented my decision to grab this day one. Monster Hunter Wilds isn't just a game. It's a wild, monster-filled escapade that's as fun as it is ferocious, and it's going to surely keep you hooked for countless hours on end. Number 9 on our list is a game I never thought I'd say, Slitterhead. Slitterhead is an upcoming horror video game developed by Boca Game Studio. The studio was founded by Keiichiro Toyama, who's known for his works on iconic titles like Silent Hill and Gravity Rush. This game takes place in a chilling urban environment where humans transform into horrifying monstrous forms. The game blends elements of psychological horror with body horror, which is a genre that Toyama has famously explored in his previous works. While specific details about the gameplay, even from the trailer we saw, are kind of under wraps and very muddy, the game is gonna offer a fresh and terrifying experience in the horror genre, emphasizing survival and probably some psychological exploration in a densely packed nightmarish setting. Normally, I steer clear of horror games. I personally don't want to get scared. They're not my cup of tea, but for some reason, I want to dive into this game and see what it's all about. Coming in at number 8, we have Once Human. Once Human invites you to strap on your survival boots and dive into a world where the phrase survival of the fittest is taken to the extreme. In this thrilling post-apocalyptic adventure, you're not just avoiding danger, you're building your fortress against it. This game cleverly mixes crafting with panic-induced combat, ensuring that your pulse remains as high as the stakes of the game. Whether you're scavenging for resources or laying down traps for the grotesque mutations that haunt the landscape, every action you take is going to feel crucial and impactful. And if you think going alone is too daunting, team up with friends and tackle the apocalypse together. The cooperative gameplay adds another layer of strategy and fun, making those narrow escapes and hard-won battles that we often experience in survival games even more rewarding. Me personally, I'm a sucker for a good survival game, so when this comes out, I hope to see you online and let's survive the apocalypse together. The next entry on this list is Dragonball Sparking Zero. This game, my hype is beyond there. It's the latest installment in the Budokai Tenkaichi franchise, and let me tell you, this is long overdue. This fast-paced 3D action game has all of the goods that got us hooked back in the day, and then some. From beam clashes, high-speed fights, rush attacks, and even planet-raising attacks, this is a return to form. We even get some new features that are really going to honestly help you feel even more like a Saiyan. Boasting a massive roster of 164 characters, this is the game I personally have been waiting for forever. Budokai Tenkaichi was a staple of my childhood. I'd spend countless hours with my friends battling it out just to see which one of us was the best. So to finally get a new game in this series makes me one pretty darn happy camper, and I can't wait to see y'all online and let's see if you can beat me. The next entry on the list kind of caught me by surprise, and that's Tears of Metal. When I was watching this trailer, I'll be honest, I really couldn't help but think that this was just going to be kind of a shoddy Dynasty Warriors clone. At the end of the trailer, boy was I wrong. This medieval hack and slash, it looks positively addicting. Every playthrough will be different thanks to its roguelike elements, and from what we saw in the trailer, this game is set to let you just fully dive into massive, large-scale battles as you work to reclaim your island with the help of your formidable Scottish battalion. Here lately, I've been playing a crazy amount of roguelites, from Skull to Rogue Legacy 2 to Hades. So, after watching this trailer during Summer Games Fest, I'm proud to say I set up a Steam account and wish listed the game just so I can be ready to play it once the release date is announced. At number 5, we have Mecha Break. I've always been a fan of giant robots. Heck, I've watched every iteration of Gundam, Robotech, and I've enjoyed every MechWarrior game out there. Mecha Break, it's going to be the game that scratches that giant robot itch for me, as it looks breathtaking. And that is an understatement. Right out the gate, we were treated to some stunning maps and flawlessly detailed robots in the trailer. And honestly, I could just gush for hours at the level of detail that was put into that. However, what's gonna set this game apart and make it a must-buy for honestly everybody is the massive player versus enemy versus player settings, which are gonna allow up to 60 people to battle. 60 people and giant robots on one map. That's insane. Never before has mech combat been done on that scale, so I'm really hoping that the upcoming beta, it's going to perform perfectly and we as players can experience this game sooner rather than later. The next entry on our list is Neva, or Neva, not sure how to pronounce it, but normally a game like this, it's not going to be something that I would immediately pick up on release. I'll be real with you. I'd honestly wait until the game had been out for a while and I was in between long story-driven RPGs before I purchased it. However, the artwork, the music, and the overall vibe that I got from the trailer makes me want to grab this day one and see if it is as good as Gris was. Neva tells the story of a young woman who has a bond with a wolf cub. The game boasts some amazing platforming elements, puzzles, and combat as you embark on a journey against dark forces. If you're a fan of indie platformers with stunning visuals, make sure to pick this game up when it launches. The next game on my list is Fatal Fury City of Wolves. This fighting game is the first new entry in the series in 26 years. Talk about waiting forever and a day to release a game. SNK always delivers on their fighting games, and from the footage we saw in the trailer, this is not going to disappoint. Fatal Fury City of Wolves is a continuation of the story from Garu, Mark of Wolves, which was released in 1999, so I'm really curious to see what angle they go with the story. But let's be real, this is a fighting game through and through, so I shouldn't be too worried about the story. This is a game that if you are wanting a return to classic fighter form from the late 90s and early 2000s, SNK is delivering it in spades with this game. If you want to experience that classic fighting game I mentioned, you have to pick this game up. At number 2, we have Batman Arkham Shadow. Before I dive into this latest installment in the Arkham series, I have to mention, I'm not a fan of VR whatsoever. I honestly think it's kind of a gimmick. However, after watching this trailer and hearing the story, I kind of have to ponder, do I get a VR headset to actually enjoy this game? And that's why it plays so high on the list. That's why it's number 2. So this game takes place roughly 2 years after the events of Arkham Origins, and we return to Gotham on the brink of destruction, courtesy of the Rat King. The trailer showcased, it gave us information regarding the story, but we didn't really get to see anything about the gameplay. So here's kind of where my caution steps in, because I hope the gameplay itself will match what we saw with the story. The Arkham series has never disappointed and has honestly given us the best form of Batman in gaming, so hopefully this is going to be a continuation and a step forward versus a step back. Taking the coveted number 1 spot this week is none other than Metaphor ReFantasio. The hype surrounding this game, it's crazy, and with good reason. Developed by Studio Zero, the makers of Persona, this is the first full-scale fantasy RPG they have made, and from everything we've seen, including the trailer from Summer Games Fest, this game, it could be RPG of the year. We got to take a deeper dive into the game and look at one of the core mechanics, which are the archetypes. These are the game's approach to job classes like ninjas, merchants, warriors, destroyers, gunners, assassins, knights, and more. There's going to be more than 40 distinct archetypes in this game, so we as players, we're going to get endless replayability from the game because you're going to want to see them all. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, if a game has job classes, that's a game for me. Final Fantasy Tactics, still one of my favorite games of all time. I will still play that to this day. So when I was watching the trailer and I saw those archetypes, I lost my mind and kind of made my neighbors mad in the process. They were banging on the walls. Releasing on October 11th, Metaphor ReFantasio is poised to honestly be one of the first RPGs to win Game of the Year in a long time. From the visuals to the gameplay, this is the game that I've been most looking forward to releasing this year, even more than Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I could go on and on with all the amazing titles that were shown at the Summer Games Fest, but I decided to just keep it to 10. So now it's time to tally the picks like we always do. With 10 picks, 10 this week to Liv 0, I think it's safe to say I'm the victor this week. So thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the show. What was your favorite game that was showcased at Summer Games Fest? Let me know in the comments, and let me know what you think of the list. Did I have it right or did I have it wrong? Next week, we're returning to our regular broadcast, which we kind of let you know about. It's our top 10 worst video games.